This is a presentation of the Thunder Demo Project. Hello, this is Doug Tidwell for CloudBees. As we talk with our customers, they usually tell us a similar story. They have to move faster than ever before, but do it safely and securely. And they have to eliminate, or at least minimize risk, and they have to do all of that in an environment that includes teams building everything from mainframe software to cloud-native applications. Much easier said than done. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you how CloudBees products enable continuous integration, continuous delivery, and automated release orchestration to help you go from concept to customer faster and safer than ever before. And best of all, you get all of that goodness with rock-solid governance, security, compliance, and auditability. Here's a page on our bank's website. It has a microblogging feature that lets our customers tell us how we're doing. That's great, but to say the least, the user experience could be better. So someone from the field requests an enhancement. The promise of DevOps is to identify the problem, design a solution, and deliver it to the customer as quickly and safely as we can. Helen, one of our top developers, takes the request and implements the code. When she commits that code, that kicks off a continuous integration process which does the required testing and validation, provisions an automatically approved QA environment, and sets the stage for a production deployment. In CloudBees CI, Helen can check on the pipeline as it builds her code, runs some automated tests, and builds a container image. Or she can just wait a minute or two for a Slack message that gives her a link to her newly provisioned environment inside a Kubernetes cluster. That environment is unique to Helen, so there aren't any worries that her new code will impact anyone or anything else. Helen makes sure her changes look and work as expected. If it's all good, she simply merges the change to the master branch. Our process creates a release candidate and the production deployment starts. Before we go on to the CD and ARO side of things, it's important to point out that Helen has the freedom to iterate on her new code as much as she needs to. There's no judgment here. If her first 30 attempts didn't work, it doesn't matter. All 30 of those attempts were deployed to the same isolated environment. When iteration 31 is perfect, she commits to master and all is well. Here's a look at our release pipeline in CloudBees CD. It has 4 stages, the first of which sets up a number of audit links we'll look at later. The others take Helen's code through QA, pre-prod, and on to production. We're skipping ahead to the end of the release pipeline here. It's a manual step that requires the release manager to put their stamp of approval on the code before it gets deployed to production. Going to the bank's website, we can see the new version of the application running in production. As quickly as we went through things just now, I want to point out just how much awesome stuff happened here. Helen, our ace developer, got to focus on writing code. When she decides to commit to her local branch, the code automatically gets built and deployed to a Kubernetes namespace provisioned just for her. She doesn't need to call someone in operations or fill out a ticket just because she wants to test her code. Operations engineers are happy because they know the resources provisioned for the devs are in approved, secure, governed environments. Release managers are happy because they know the system lets the organization move forward quickly and safely while meeting critical schedules. They are aware of any changes made to the release and are confident that they have all the evidence they need to prove to an auditor that all policies and practices were followed. And one last thing, I mentioned that Helen gets a Slack message when her code is deployed to her environment. We integrate with the tools our customers already use. Embrace, not replace, is how we put it. We'll see some other tool integrations in just a minute. Now we'll go back to the start of the release pipeline. As we mentioned earlier, the first stage sets up all the audit links created for this deployment. We can see all of the JIRA tickets related to this release. We can see the change log from the SCM. We can see the Jenkins build report and lots of other information about who approved what and when. When auditors call, the release manager doesn't have to tell everybody to build an audit report from logs and other data scattered around various places. The release manager can show the auditors what they need to see while everyone else keeps innovating and moving the organization forward. With this process, developers, operations engineers, release managers, and auditors get everything they need. Our Unmatched portfolio gives you end-to-end automation, governance, and control. And no matter where you are in your DevOps journey, CloudBees can help you innovate across all of your teams, tools, and technologies faster and safer than ever before. For CloudBees, I'm Doug Tidwell.